Medical.
Yes, my girlfriend shot herself.
Okay, let me connect you to medical.
Police rushed to the scene after this 911 call, only to make a horrifying discovery.
On the right side of her head, kind of below the ear.
The gun is really clean.
The crime scene was heartbreaking, and all that was left was a concerned boyfriend and no clear leads.
Oh, no, we can't go in. Can't go in. No.
And soon, the once worried boyfriend would turn out to be a prime suspect.
He told me what happened.
Told you what happened? What do you mean?
After the 911 call on March 17th, 2018, officers arrived at the Tulsa home of 30-year-old Jermica Willis.
Looks like we're going to find out how much.
You guys made contact yet?
Nope.
What if you can create your own website by saying, this is what I want? With Wix, you can.
Inside the house, they found Jermica with another man and a woman, and Aisha lying
Right side of her head, kind of below the ear. Stippling right there?
I don't know. The gun is really clean. There's plastic along the staircase coming down.
Up the staircase, the mark of the bullet indicated that the gunshot went through the hole. And behind that door, the police found a 9mm projectile lying on the kid's bunk bed. While searching for any signs of foul play, the police discovered a crucial lead from the neighbors.
Somebody heard something? Oh, yes. She said she heard it sound like somebody falling downstairs. And then somebody said, I need you.
You heard any arguing going on before?
She did say. And all she heard, I need you.
To verify claims about Aisha's mental health struggles, the police interviewed her father and another close relative, focusing on insights from those closest to her.
Has she had any issues with depression?
No.
Being sad?
Oh, no.
What about suicide?
Oh, butt ass out of there, boy. Like, for real. Hey, this is why you gotta teach your daughters and shit. See, I'm a girl dad. So I teach my daughters, man, don't be out here fucking with these old stupid ass niggas, man. You know what I mean? Like, this a sad motherfucking situation right here. We gonna keep it going with that. This fucked up right here.
Suicidal tendencies. Has she ever attempted suicide in the past?
She ain't never talked about it. I mean, if she did have an issue, we talk about it.
Yeah, she's very happy.
She lives here with some babies. How old are they?
7, 4, and 3.
Were any of them here when this happened?
No.
Okay. Are any of these children with
Yeah, she had kids. Like, there's so many different ways of fucked up, man. Like, serious business, that's so many different ways of fucked up. The lady had kids and shit. And what's even so crazy, these niggas do this so stupid ass shit. And the babies will still be out here and these niggas are going on about their motherfucking life, won't even do nothing for the baby or nothing. It's just, these niggas fucked up. It's crazy, man. It's crazy, man.
Mr. Willis?
No.
Selfish.
What have you guys heard about them having any beefs or confrontations or anything?
As far as I know, they haven't had any.
She don't tell me because the daddy will come and bust his head open.
Today, I was at a baby shop. He called me. He told me she had the gun and she was playing with it and it went off.
See, that don't make no sense. My daughter grew up around guns. She know better to play with them for sure.
So is that her gun?
No, she don't own them.
After speaking with her father and hearing the neighbor's statement, detectives realized things didn't add up. It seemed like there were more secrets hidden beneath the iceberg. Hence, detectives sent Aisha's body for an autopsy to find the truth. Meanwhile, her boyfriend, Jermica, his brother Terry, and his sister-in-law were taken into custody for further investigation.
What I'd like to do is talk to you about kind of what happened in the apartment, talk to some family members and stuff, and they said that you were there. when this tragedy occurred, okay? Tell me what happened today.
Conflicting stories began to emerge as Jermichael broke his silence. His version of events was nothing like what the others had claimed.
When he got from work, came home, he just went upstairs and started cleaning up. Went to the bathroom, came back out, and she had the gun playing with it and had it to her head.
Oh, so she was playing?
Yeah, playing with the gun. I didn't think that it was going to go off or that she was serious or nothing like that.
What was she saying when she was playing with it?
Nothing. I was just like, stop. She was like, no, no, no. And when I started walking towards her, she moved to the hallway and put it by her head.
Okay.
And I went to grab it. It went off.
I know you're emotional. You're upset.
The nigga said when I went to grab it, it went off. Nah, come on, man. Crazy. What the fuck? Hey. Man, that's how it is. The nigga say he tried to grab the pistol and it went off. Man, that don't even sound legit. For real.
And that's fine. That's normal. When did she get this gun?
I don't know. I just found out today. When she pulled it out and had it.
Did she say anything about wanting to shoot herself?
She had said that in the past, but I didn't think it seriously or nothing like that.
Why do you think she did this?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
I just don't know why she would play around with a gun like that. That's weird to me. It doesn't really add up with the girl that everybody's told me she is.
He looked devastated by grief, but the detectives were eager to get to the bottom of it.
After the gun goes off, what happens to her? What does she do?
She falls down the stairs.
And what do you do?
I started trying to shake her and wake her up. She wouldn't wake up. I tried to call the 911 and it wouldn't go through. So I called my brother, then I called 911 again, and they answered.
Who's your brother?
Terry Willis.
Jermichael made a suspicious remark, which left the detectives unsure whether he was a witness or a suspect in this case.
Do you have your cell phone with you?
No, I don't.
But you had it then when you called?
Yeah.
If it's not in the apartment, where else would it be?
I can't tell you. I just know I didn't have my phone.
Did you give it to your brother by chance?
Mm-mm.
Did you mess with the gun after the shooting?
No.
Okay, so you didn't pick it up and mess with it or anything?
I grabbed it and moved it, threw it out the way.
That right there fucked it.
Meanwhile, Jermichael's brother, Terry Willis,
That right there fucked him, y'all. He should have done that. He fucked it. He gave himself away there. Ooh-wee. One thing about that interrogation room, everything you say wrong, nigga, they use that shit against you. It's a way with words, and that be, it say what you mean what you say when you get up in that hole. For real, for real.
was brought in for questioning regarding his involvement in the incident.
I got a phone call and he's screaming and crying and saying that his girlfriend killed herself. And I said, what? And then I was like, man, I'm on my way. So I told my wife.
So do you guys go together?
Yeah, we went together.
In what car?
In her car. A Silver Lexus.
When you get there, what happens?
I jumped out the car and my wife jumped out. And when I went in there, he was on top of her crying. I grabbed him and I was like, man, come on, man. And he was like, nah, man, why she do that?
Did you see the gun? Or?
The gun was right here by her hand. And when I picked him up, I kind of kicked it over a little bit so nobody wouldn't get hurt, and pulled him up off of it, took him out outside.
All right. Anything else?
Nah, that's it, man.
Something felt off to the detectives. Jermico's failure to hand over his phone, along with his claim that he'd never seen the gun before, sparked concern. These alarming red flags pushed investigators to dig deeper, leading them to reconsider everyone close to the case. This time, the detectives shifted their focus to Terry's wife. They approached her directly and requested permission to search her car. However, her reaction triggered the detectives' concern, suggesting there was more to the story than she was willing to reveal.
When we leave here, can you give them access to the Lexus? Do you have the keys to it?
Do I have to do that?
Well, what we want to do is make sure that he did not put the phone in there. Is the cell phone in there?
Not to my knowledge, no.
Then what I would like for you to do is give me the keys so when we tow it, we don't break up your transmission.
Okay, well, it's not my name.
Doesn't matter whose name it's in. You can give me permission to look in that car for the cell phone.
I don't want to be involved in none of it, to be honest.
I am going to tell them to tow it without the key. We'll just try to search warrant for it.
Terry's wife refused to grant access to her car, further deepening uncertainty about her involvement in the case. Detectives found it increasingly difficult to believe any of the three individuals' claims. Determined to overcome the lies, they confronted Jermico again, but this time with the hardest question yet.
This is Detective Kennedy. Just got a few questions.
Yeah, I've been listening to this a little bit. What I don't believe is it's her gun.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Where would she get a gun?
I don't know. Ain't real.
No, it's not real. It's kind of bizarre, to be quite honest with you. The young girl that's never owned a gun before, had a gun before that you know of, that we know of, and all of a sudden a gun shows up. I want to be honest with you. I don't think she brought that gun. I think you did.
Oh, what?
I'm just ready to go.
But I understand what you're ready to do. I'm just going to ask you a hard question. Did you shoot her intentionally?
Jermico's statement left detectives puzzled, making them question their sanity. He was confident, insisting he had no involvement in the case, yet his words felt inconsistent. Unconvinced, detectives decided to dig deeper by running a background check on him for any criminal history. What they found wasn't just suspicious, it was unsettling.
It appears that he's been arrested and convicted of aggravated assault battery, burglary, and possession of firearm. It appears that Jermico has threatened multiple girlfriends and used violence on some of these girls. This one report right here is pretty disturbing. It says that Jermico took a knife and tried to cut one of these girls. Another girl kicked her in the head, punched her in the face.
After this, the detectives became certain about Jermico's involvement in the case. His clothes were taken for forensic testing to eliminate any possibility of foul play.
Do you mind if the word is home?
Yeah, you're not going home. You're going to jail.
What am I going to jail for?
For being there with a gun at the house. You're not supposed to be on federal paper. Well, you're getting ready to go now.
Jermico was arrested on March 19, 2018, for the possession of firearms. Detectives were eager to search his phone after his arrest, hoping it would reveal the truth. But before they could get to it, there was one crucial lead they had to chase.
I want to follow up with the neighbor who heard noises before this happened. Maybe she remembers more now that she's had time to think about it.
The next day, detectives called the neighbor who had heard suspicious noises from Aisha's apartment. She shared information that could bring some light into the case.
Ma'am, I really appreciate your help. She says that she hears around 3, somebody was falling down some stairs. She says at least 20, if not 30 minutes later, police still were not there. So it's quite a while. She says she looks out the window and sees at least one black male, maybe 2. She said then minutes later, police arrive. So he didn't call 911 immediately. He waited and called probably his brother before calling for help.
Which is not something that somebody does when their girlfriend kills themselves.
This delay was a red flag in itself that warranted further investigation. With these doubts in mind, the detectives proceeded to Aisha's apartment. They interviewed several neighbors and carefully reviewed any available surveillance footage to piece together what had really happened outside that day.
Detective Calhoun worked for the Tulsa Police. Hey, were you outside yesterday when all the police were out here?
All I know was for 1 month now, the police have been coming 3 times. And yesterday was the most severe.
Really? They come to the same apartment?
Yeah.
Okay, did you hear any gunshots?
No.
Hear any noise or anything?
No.
The fact that police had visited the house multiple times only made it more evident that something wasn't right. Meanwhile, the other detective had no luck with the surveillance cameras, and there was no footage to review. With each dead end, the case grew more unsettling, as if the truth was just out of reach. However, they had something, the autopsy report. It could finally give them answers, or point them toward the right questions to ask this time. When the results came in, they revealed interesting details that didn't just stand out, but confirmed the detective's suspicions.
This is the entrance wound. There's no stippling at all.
That's what I be trying to tell the young niggas though. Hey man, when you get in trouble like a motherfucker, you do something really fucked up, boy, they gonna do everything they can to track you down. Like, listen to what they saying, nigga. They took the clothes, your federal paper. Hey, nigga, they gonna get the phone anyway. Nigga, you know what I mean? Like, nigga, they not playing. And man, say that's one of these. This is one of them sad situations where, damn man, he had to kill her though. You know what I'm saying? Plenty, all these tough ass motherfuckers out here in the streets and shit like that. They the one need shit like what he did to her. And you gonna kill this girl, man, then this girl got kids. That ain't no real shit. Let's get to it.
Around that, there's no soot around the wound or anything.
With the stippling, what would you normally see right in here?
If it was a contact wound back here, I would expect to see some tearing or some soot around the wound. There's nothing there. And that's telling me this is going to be a distance shot, 30 inches or greater.
Well, that's interesting because that sounds like it's impossible for her to hold the gun out and shoot herself. I think he shot her.
The bullet entering from 3 feet away ruled out the possibility of self-infliction. With this crucial detail, detectives had enough probable cause to charge Jermico with first-degree murder. However, their investigation was far from over. There were still more gaps to fill.
We don't want this case to rest solely on ballistic evidence, so we need to get Jermico's phone to look in there. In addition to that, we need to interview some ex-girlfriends. We want to be able to show a pattern of violent behavior.
Finding answers in this case became more critical than ever. 2 days later, detectives searched the vehicle that Jermico's brother Terry and his sister-in-law had used. They suspected that Jermico had handed his phone to his brother and that Terry had stashed it in the car, possibly hiding crucial evidence.
It's a silver Lexus. Yeah, that's it. I appreciate you guys coming down here to do this. All right, let's start the search. I can't see much back here. He's got mail in this car. So when he says, that's not my car, I don't do anything in it. Here's proof.
Jermico's phone had been there all along, tucked away in the car, just as detectives had suspected. With it finally in their hands, they knew this could be the key to getting to the truth. Then, 1 week later, the cybercrime unit got to work. When they finally cracked it open, what they found inside wasn't just evidence. It had the power to turn the entire case on its head.
There's like 3,000 or 4,000 photos.
That's a pistol.
Other platforms we've used made work harder. We love Monday.com because it makes work differently. I tried other work management platforms, not naming names.
Oh, dude. That's probably the gun.
Damn.
What made the photo of the gun so suspicious was the timeline. It had been taken just 2 weeks before Aisha was killed. That wasn't just a coincidence. It was an essential piece of the puzzle. With this breakthrough, detectives looked deeper into Jermico's call logs. What they found made his web of lies even clearer.
What is this? March 17th. That's his brother's phone number. There's several outgoing calls. Look at that. He said he called 911 first, but that's a lie.
With all of his lies catching up to him, Jermico had no idea the cops had already found a crucial piece of evidence. His secret wasn't safe anymore. It was about to explode into the open. He didn't just call his brother once, he called him 5 times before dialing 911. Reaching out to Terry so many times made it seem like his brother wasn't just a bystander, but possibly part of something bigger. However, before looking into that lead, detectives decided to focus on Jermico's ex-girlfriends, women who all had a history of abuse at his hands.
I don't know what Terry's role was in this incident right now, but I do know a little bit about Jermico's history with ex-girlfriends. Some of the allegations are just horrendous. Now, it's possible that he just went too far, that maybe he shot her. Maybe he was calling his brother to seek some advice or ask for help to clean up the scene.
A month after Aisha's death, detectives brought in one of Jermico's ex-girlfriends for questioning, hoping she could provide something valuable to the case. However, they weren't prepared for the revelations she was about to share.
I appreciate you coming down here. Did anybody force you to come down here to talk to me or anything like that?
No, actually, I've been told not to talk to you.
Okay, and who told you that?
Terry has been sending messages to people to deliver to me.
So you said someone reached out to you?
Yeah, Terry's ex-girlfriend. She sends me a message that says, call me ASAP. So I call her. And she said, well, Terry wants me to tell you when you do talk to the detectives, don't say anything bad, just speak highly of him.
This was shocking, to say the least. Terry was allegedly working to protect Jermico. However, detectives still pressed on, determined to understand more.
I'm investigating Aisha's death, okay? And as you know, Jermico Willis has been arrested for it. Your name came up as someone who used to date him. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
In the beginning of the relationship, Jermico was okay. It was sweet. It was loving. And the first time he hit me, we was at the club. He said I was eyeballing another dude, but I got knocked out.
Like he punched you in the face and knocked you unconscious?
Mm-hmm. I call it boot camp. But I was in a relationship, it was boot camp. Mm-hmm. And he's the sergeant. So when I did see the news, she, in a way, she committed suicide. She probably stood up for herself. And he shot her, and I bet the first person he called was Terry.
When she said this, detectives were stunned. She had mentioned Terry without them ever mentioning his name. It was becoming clear that they were on the right track. The pieces were finally coming together.
Have you heard that, or is that just kind of your gut instinct?
That's my instinct.
Okay.
Because when he would beat me to where I was barely breathing, that's the person he would call was Terry. And I know with me talking to y'all right now, I can very much possibly end up.
Boy, say, Terry ass is in trouble like a motherfucker. See, that's what I'm talking about. Terry ass is in trouble. Shit, he just got to be accessory to a murder. Out here bullshit playing. Watch. They finna go pick him up and charge him with the murder.
Like Aisha, because the main person that teaches Jermico everything is still out here. Terry.
First, let me say this. I understand just talking to you that you're scared of his brother. I'm looking at his brother too. If his brother's going to go around and continue to do this, I'm going to lock his brother up.
I don't know. It seems like Terry, he gets what he wants.
What I need is good, strong people like you who would be willing to help us if we need it, okay? This may be the opportunity where you can stand up. And you can show him that you're not afraid of him.
I want to help. I do. I'm going to help.
The ex-girlfriend wanted to help, but the trauma of Jermico's abuse still stayed, haunting her with every word she spoke.
When I looked at Aisha in that casket, it was like looking at myself. And I wish I could have been strong enough to stand up to him. I mean, because it's 3 babies now without a mother.
Detectives saw her as a crucial witness, someone who could finally solidify their case against him. A month later, Jermico was taken to court with 2 key witnesses. One was his ex-girlfriend, and another one of his ex-girlfriends was prepared to testify. But in a shocking turn, a woman approached them before court, threatening one of them to stay silent. Police saw this as a clear attempt to weaken the case and immediately tracked her down. She was identified as Deleuze Roan, who was quickly arrested before she could silence more voices.
They stopped her out in East Tulsa. My game plan is to talk to her and see if she'll admit to this intimidating of witnesses. I'm gonna take those handcuffs off you. You got a warrant, and it looks like you're gonna be spending some time in jail.
What?
Yes, ma'am. You have a warrant here for intimidating a state's witness.
Never sue the other driver after a car accident.
Yeah.
There's a better way to get paid a way bigger check without having to go to court.
My bad about the egg.
Roan looked genuinely terrified, but whether it was genuine fear or just an act was still unclear.
I understand that. That's why it's important you tell the truth, and you need to do the right thing. And if you care about your babies, you need to stop trying to help Jermico.
I'm not trying to help him. I don't want to be involved in this.
You are involved. Listen to me. You're wrapped up in this now. That day at the courthouse, you show up. There's an exchange of words between you and these other girls, right?
Why so I just talk to Terry? Why don't you go say hello to Terry?
You got to understand, these other girls are scared to death of Terry. And when you walk up in the victim witness center and you say, oh, Terry says hello, these girls think Terry's going to kill them. You talk to him. What did he say?
He said, if them bitches come up there, let me know. He said, I want them followed.
Okay, who was going to follow them?
I don't know. First, he wanted me to do it, but I told him I'm not doing that. And Terry wanted me to meet him.
The detective was suspicious from the start. She seemed to be hiding more than she revealed. However, Roan did admit that after leaving the courthouse, she went to Terry's apartment to meet him. What she said after would be the missing piece detectives had been searching for.
I need to know the truth.
He told me what happened.
He told you what happened? What do you mean?
Aisha.
What did he tell you?
He told me what happened that day. He said his phone started ringing, and it was Jermico. And Jermico said Aisha killed herself. He said that when he got to the scene, Aisha was laying on the ground. And he said that he knew when he seen the body position that Jermico killed her. There's a gun right there. And he said it didn't make sense because if she fell, the gun wouldn't be there.
All right.
So he said he kicked the gun. And he said that way you guys wouldn't think Jermico positioned it.
So he said he kicked it intentionally so that to kind of throw us off? Okay.
He said, I don't know what's wrong with my brother. He said he felt like they were arguing and that he just got mad and shot her.
Bye-bye.
But he told me about the Aisha thing. He said, I can't tell you what to do, but don't go against my brother. So I'm warning you right now.
Hearing this, the detective knew Terry had to be arrested too.
So if I'm going to go find Terry, aside from that apartment, can you think of any other place I need to look?
No.
The hidden phone, the calls before 911, and now multiple witnesses pointing to his involvement in Aisha's murder. There was no way they could let this slide.
We've got a warrant on him for intimidating a witness. And now we're going to do an add-on for accessory to murder. My plan is to get some people in that apartment where we think he's at. We got to get him today, dude.
Detectives hoped that reaching Terry and uncovering the truth would be the final piece of the puzzle. But first, they had to find him, and time was slipping away. At last, just hours later, detectives tracked down Terry Willis and brought him in for serious interrogation.
I guess Officer Anthony, you wanted to talk to a detective, and you said, yeah, is that right or no?
Yeah, what is it about?
That's your warrant. The district attorney filed charges on you for intimidating a state's witness. There's evidence that you were trying to figure out addresses for two girls, okay?
And that so I can go talk to him.
Okay,
not threaten him.
But hear me out. Were you going to try to talk them out of testifying?
No, not at all.
Because that's not how it looks on paper. I'm just telling you, okay? That's not how it looks.
I understand that, but that's not what it was.
All right. Well, I mean, that's something you're going to have to explain in court, okay? Let me ask you this, man to man. When this thing happened that day with Jermico, you went over to the apartment. When your brother tells you, hey, man, she shot herself, and then you see that gun there, do you think anything's fishy about that?
I didn't think nothing of it. I was just tripping out because I'm looking at this dead body.
Once again, Terry repeated his version of events, but the detective had a card up his sleeve that could change everything.
What if I told you that there's information that you made a statement that you didn't think that that girl shot herself, that you thought your brother was responsible for it? Would that be a lie?
Yeah, it's a lie.
Okay. All right. What if I told you there was information that you deliberately moved that gun because you thought the scene was staged?
Terry wasn't willing to answer many questions, but the evidence against him was overwhelming.
Did you know that you can have permanent teeth in just 24 hours? That's right. Only 24 hours and your new smile is ready. And with affordable payment.
In the end, he pleaded guilty to charges of witness intimidation and accessory to murder, receiving a 10-year sentence. Meanwhile, the charges against Delez Roan, accused of intimidating witnesses, were later dismissed. As for Jermico Willis, he had originally faced a first-degree murder charge, but in the end, he pleaded guilty to second-degree murder. On April 12, 2021, the court handed down his sentence, 20 years behind bars for the murder, plus 10 more for possessing a firearm. However, both sentences would run at the same time, sealing his fate for the next 2 decades. Though justice was served, nothing could ever bring Aisha Wallace back. Her story was a painful reminder of how the people closest to us can sometimes be the most dangerous.
This is a sad case. Our victim here was doing everything right in life. She was raising her children. She was working. It was just a tragedy. I hope that these arrests bring some closure to the victim's family.
Aisha's story was nothing short of heartbreaking, and no one felt the weight of her loss more than her father, who was devastated upon hearing the news.
I'm dead inside. I mean, a part of me died. When they told me she was dead, I felt my spirit leave me. I miss her smile and her laugh. My baby is my best friend. I keep hoping my phone's gonna ring and she's gonna say, Daddy, I'm on my way to come get my car and I'm getting the kids and we're going home. But I know that's never gonna happen.
Before we go, our deepest condolences to Aisha Wallace's family. Our thoughts are with them as they heal from this tragic loss. What do you think about this case? Do you believe Terry was just an accessory, or was his role in Aisha's murder more significant than we know? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Become a member today and unlock exclusive perks and interesting.
Oh, yeah, man. It's going down, man. We just fucking around with it, man. Let me see what else we got. Let's see what else we got, man. Let's see what we got. Alright. Holmes, you never know why I said. That's what I be saying. And then this crazy motherfucker right there. Hey, man, I just be listening at this shit, man. You know what I mean? We be running, man. Hey, man, I be listening to this type of shit, man. It's just something entertaining, just learning about people. Hey, black people ain't the only ones out there, you know, crazy. y'all listen to this crazy motherfucker, man. This what I do on my page, man. I'm sorry, man. I just laid back to it, man.
They think you are one.
Yeah, it would reflect.
I don't believe
If you hold the negative up to the light, you don't see the light, you just see the negative. So I'm a reflection of your negative. There's no doubt about that. And I can handle that also. I've been handling, ain't I?
I don't know, have you?
Well, I've been up and down these damn hallways, in and out of these nut wards for the last 10 years. You think you could follow that act?
Don't want to follow that act. I don't want to get into it. But why do you want to get into that?
Well, what crowd,
why do you
what crowd you playing for? Huh? I'm playing for my life. You working for money.
What does that mean, you're playing for your life?
I'm working for my life, mister. I'm not playing for money.
What do you mean you're working
for keeps?
What do you mean you're working for your life?
I'm playing for real.
What does that mean, you're playing for real? How are you
that's
playing for your life?
That's something you can't buy.
When you say you're playing for your life, am I to assume that you think that someday you're going to get out of here?
Get out of here. Get out of here. Where would I go? Let's see.
What would you do if you got out of here?
I got out of here.
What if they said to you tomorrow morning, Charles, hey, listen, you're free. You can go wherever you want to go. Do whatever you want to do. What would you do?
I'll probably go out in front on the grass and sit down.
For how long?
For, right now. How long? I could put a track record on it, or I could put a computer on it.
No, come on down. Get off computers, get off tracks. If you got out of here, there are a lot of people who think you'd go start killing people again.
Again? Well, you guys are misinformed. I haven't killed anyone.
What about Shay?
What about him?
Well, what about him?
He got killed.
Well, the word is you killed him. Word is you stabbed him. What does it feel like to kill someone?
Word is that you're an old woman. Word is you have turkey in the sky. Word is, I don't know what word is. Somebody else tell you that. I didn't tell you that.
Did you kill Shay?
Hell no.
Did you cut Hinman's ear off?
How'd
that feel when you cut his ear off?
I felt bad.
Truth is fun, though. Isn't the truth fun now when you can, okay, you cut his ear off. What did it feel like?
Fun? My goodness.
What did it feel like when you cut his ear off? Tell me about it. Come on.
What did it feel like?
Yeah.
Well, I had done what he said for about 20 years. I'd done everything he told me to do. And I got to thinking, now, why don't this guy do something I tell him to do? And he said, no. I said, well, how comes I'm always doing what you tell me to do, but then you never do what I say do? And he said, well, blah, blah, blah. So I said, now you do what I say. And he said, no. I said, you do exactly what I say. And he said, no. I'm telling you. I'm not asking you. I'm telling you. You do exactly what I say. And he said, wow, where'd you get that? I said, I got it from my father in prison. He gave it to me. I had a little charm bracelet I used to carry it on when I was about that big.
Mm-hmm. So skip that for a second. Yeah. Why was it so important for him to do what you say? Why do you like having people do what you want them to do? Why do you want to control them, Charles?
Wait a minute. No, I was asked. The dude asked me, says, you my brother? I said, yeah, I'm your brother. He said, how much are you my brother? I said, completely. See, if I'm going to explain it to you, it's not going to be that easy. So you're going to have to bear with me. So Bobby said, he was a young dude, and he said, I'm your brother. I said, okay.
Bobby?
I'm your brother. Beausoleil. I just got out of prison.
Wait.
Yeah.
Let me interrupt you for a second.
Yeah, well, then we're gone with that talk.
No, because you're getting on
Then we'll go to another one, and then you make me look crazy.
No. You can make yourself look crazy, Charles. Okay. I can't make you look crazy, and please believe me.
All right. I'll believe you, and I'll put it in my left-hand pocket for later.
Let me take you back to you wanting this man, Hinman.
I cut the dude's ear off because he was over Bobby. And Bobby was a youngster and really didn't know what the hell he was doing. And he was a kid, and he never had no man show him nothing, see? So I was telling the boy, I said, the guy, he says, you got my money. I said, go and get the money or leave him alone.
You're taking me to another story.
No, I'm trying to tell you the same thing, and we'll be here for 1,000 years unless you let me finish it.
No. We won't be here for that long at all if you'll just speak to this one point.
That is why I cut the dude's ear off, man. That's the point.
I didn't ask you that. I said, why was it important to you to make Hinman do what you wanted him to do?
Because
and if one follows your and if one follows your story through the times on the ranch down in Southern California, it was important for Charles Manson to be a leader, to have people follow him.
Come on, district attorney. See, you've been full of brainwash. That's a district attorney. I'm nobody's leader, and I'm nobody's follower. I got a parole officer, I got a sleeping bag and a guitar, and I'm staying at an old blind man's ranch. And that's about the extent of it. All this occult, all that hocus pocus stuff that you guys are playing, I don't know nothing about all that.
You know nothing about something called Helter Skelter. You know nothing about
I know about Helter Skelter. It was a song that some people sang.
And that's all it was.
Some other kids picked it up in their minds. And they said, what do you think Helter Skelter is? I said, well, I get out of the penitentiary in the 50s, and everybody's going thump, 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 and they're walking like that. I get locked back up, I get out of the penitentiary in 65, and it's going thump, 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 and I get locked up again, and I come out in 69, it's going thump, 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 thinking, wow, man, wow.
Wow, what? Come on,
well, I was a beatnik in the 50s before the hippies came along. You know, I cut a rut down through Acapulco, and I smoked Acapulco before you knew what it was. And I lived in the Tombs, and I was in the Cook County Jail in Chicago when you were playing cricket in high school, see? Like you live in another world. I live in street people's world.
Yeah. Manson had a little scheme called creepy crawlers. He'd send people in to move furniture around. Is that all a figment of somebody's imagination so far, or is there any truth to that? Tell me, Charles. I don't know.
It's worse than that. It's a comedy. It's a comedy tragedy opera that was played in the early morning.
Come on, Charles.
It was sickening.
Off the space shuttle.
You know, well, that's what the DA gave you for reality.
Okay.
He stood in the courtroom and said, this man did this, and this man did that, and you all believed him. He said, this man did that. And I said, Your Honor, may I speak? And they said, no, you can't speak. I said, All right, I got a voice, let me talk. He said, no, sit down, shut up. Then they handcuffed me, take me to the back, whip my... What are you going to do? I come out and sit down, and I ain't going to get whipped again.
Didn't you stand up in that courtroom?
Sure, I stood up.
By the way, let me just go back.
I felt the repercussions in the back of it.
Okay, but you say the whole thing's a fairy tale. You say the whole thing is make-believe.
Yeah, that's his Helter Skelter. It wasn't mine.
The body of Sharon Tate is make-believe.
That's make-believe.
Make-believe.
That's make-believe to the people that went in there and did what they did.
Who were those people? But you know who they were.
Sure, I know who they were.
They were with you at the Spawn Ranch. They were part of this thing called, if not the Manson family or the Manson cult, the Manson Ranch. Call it what you will.
So then, what?
And Tex Watson testified, go to the house that Terry Melcher used to live in and kill those people in a most gruesome way. A man that was once your associate said that of you, and now you sit here and say that's not true, that's all make-believe?
You got a stone wall there. Why don't you take it down a little bit? Look here. I'll explain something to you. Tex took the witness stand, and this is record, and he said, I don't know whether I'm Charlie Manson or my mother. Tex didn't have his own mind one way or the other. He was balanced back and forward because I had already took his mind in another game down the road that I was playing with some Hell's Angels that you don't know nothing about, and you probably never will know nothing about it because you would have to know those people to get in that thought, see? But there's different colors on different people's backs doing different things. It's a different world. I love the world I live in, too, just like Regan loves the world he lives in.
You love the world you live in.
Most assuredly, it's me.
You love all the pain that you've caused people, all the anguish you've caused.
I don't know pain. I don't know pain. I have no depth of pain. I have no depth of suffering. I don't know ridicule. I don't know all the bad things. I haven't been punished by you all my life since I was 10 years old. I've been in every reform school you got across the country and used to lay down and have to get my ass whipped till I couldn't walk. Tell me about some pain.
And that's our fault. That's all those people.
No fault. Make strong, good pain. Understand pain. Not bad.
Get out the camera.
Pain's not bad. It's good.
Oh.
It teaches you things. It teaches you things. Like when you put your hand in fire, I hope you know not to do that again. Yeah. Yeah, I understand that.
But how come you didn't
That's the reason I never stick my hand in fire.
Oh, but excuse me, you've been putting your hand in the fire since you were a little boy.
I have.
You just told me a couple of minutes ago that out of 47 years, you've spent 34 of them behind bars. Now, if that isn't keeping putting your hand in the fire, I don't know what is.
What year was that?
The year is not important. What's important is you just say that you learn by pain not to experience again. Don't put your hand back in the fire.
Yeah.
Why you've been in and out of prisons for the last for 34 of your 47 years? You call that normal behavior, Charles? Is that something that you're proud of?
No, never. Well, I never thought I was normal. Never tried to be normal. Normal runs in a little rut down there. I don't know nothing about being normal. I've been in jail all my life, man. I've lived on a handball court. This guy raised me up. All the men in the joint raised me up, told me what to do, what was right and wrong, told me when to sit down, stand up. I just did everything I was told. You know, I got to the end of it, and I just turned around and said, wow.
All right, now that's hard.
You know, and then I went outside, and all these little kids got a hold of me and said, we want to stop you getting out more, and we want to do this. Well, I don't know what's happening. I've been in jail all my life, man. I never went to vocational. You ever see me in vocational training, rehabilitation? Never played no rehabilitation. I sweep the floor in the kitchen, go out and play handball. I'm still 10 years old in your world. Your world, I'm still a kid. I'm not going to grow up. I'm not going to go to college.
How old are you in your world?
Forever. Since the breakfast. I can't remember what
I don't know what that means. Come on, off the space shuttle, Charles.
Yeah, it's off the space shuttle.
How old are you in your world?
How old am I? I'm as old as my mother told me. How's that?
Your mother. Tell me about your mother. What did your mother tell you?
My mother told me when she worked on death row and they took that dude in to hang him and his head popped off and went down them 13 stairs and rolled over by her. It scared her. You know, so I said, wow, that sure is a far-out trip, Mom. So then when I got up on death row in cell 13 for 9 counts of murder, 1969, and I looked at her fears, that guy's head popping off that hangman's noose, and I said to myself, my goodness, what the hell am I doing here? I didn't want to come here. I didn't break the law. Judge knew that, but the people didn't want to hear it. The judge knew it.
All right, let me say this before we get too deep in this shit, man. I just do all kind of content. I watch what I want to watch. I break down what I want to break down. I just like listening to what other people say. And you know, he a misfit. You know, the crazy people sometimes be the smartest people. So you got to listen to them. They make it give you something to kind of keep you from being fucked up like this. You never know. But I just like looking at shit like this. Feel free to come in, chat, you know, do this shit. You know what I mean? We can run shit every day, get a few topics and go on. Let's get it.
He washed his hands. He said, I know it, but what can I do? People want this.
Judge never said that.
Yeah.
Judge never said
That's what Otis said.
No, Judge didn't say that.
He got off and shook their hands, didn't he?
Judge did not say that he washed his hands.
He's a flying tiger, man, for Madam Chankai-shek. I just wrote a letter.
Judge didn't say that you were innocent, Charles.
Innocent?
Let's go back to your mother.
Innocent? Wait a minute. Let's get back to that word, innocent. You're so white and pure?
Judge didn't say you were innocent.
Are you innocent?
Innocent of what?
Oh, that's what I'm saying.
None of us are innocent.
Yeah, just because you're convicted in a courtroom doesn't mean you're guilty of something.
What does mean you're guilty?
Well, you know you're guilty.
And how do you feel about yourself? Tell me about you.
I feel pretty good.
Let me take you back to your mom.
Take me back to...
What else did she talk to you about besides the fella whose head popped off?
The head popped off, yeah. She was living in the Blue Moon Cafe, and she hit a dude in the head with one of them bottles of Jim Beam whiskey. She tried to hustle a few dollars on the corner, but there wasn't no money. So when she jammed this whiskey bottle upside that clown's head, he went down. She took the bread, come up and got me, and we left and went to Indiana.
When you were a boy, did you love your mother?
I didn't know what that was.
Did you respect your mother? How did you feel about you? How do you feel about your mom right now? If your mother, I don't know if she's alive, Charles, or not.
Yeah, you don't, huh?
Do you?
Let's see. Alive now. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe.
I mean, if she could be watching this right now, what would you say to her, Charles?
Well,
what would you say to Mom?
I'd say, You sure went through a whole lot of changes to get me as far as you did. And you did a damn good job with the help of my grandma. My grandma was a mountain girl from Kentucky, up in the mountains. And she never did drink or smoke or cuss or lie. She used to cook for the Salvation Army, and she was a human being. Good one. I go to church down there and sweep the floor for her.
Well, how were you in school? I hear that you weren't too good, but maybe I heard that.
Depends on which school. I did very well in reform school.
Yeah.
I did good in every place that I was ever told to do good in, as much as I was allowed to do. You know, a lot of times good for some might not be the same for others. And sometimes it kind of bumps heads, but when it does, then I just chew on my pipe and think about it.
He might be a fucked up person.
And do the best I can.
But
you dealt the hand down there in L.A. You in that press, you in that L.A. Times, you dealt the hand. You put me on Life magazine, had me convicted before I walked in the courtroom. You had what people wanted to buy. When they wanted to buy.
Y'all listen to this man, man. We're going to start it back right here. Listen to what he say right here.
You sure went through a whole lot of changes to get me as far as you did. And you did a damn good job with the help of my grandma. My grandma was a mountain girl from Kentucky, up in the mountains. And she never did drink or smoke or cuss or lie. She used to cook for the Salvation Army, and she was a human being. Good one. I go to church down there and sweep the floor.
Listen to him.
For her.
Well, how were you in school? I hear that you weren't too good, but maybe I heard that.
Depends on which school. I did very well in reform school.
Yeah.
I did good in every place that I was ever told to do good in, as much as I was allowed to do. You know, a lot of times good for some might not be the same for others.
Right there.
And sometimes it kind of bumps heads, but when it does, then I just chew on my pipe and think about it. And do the best I can.
But
you dealt the hand down there in L.A. You in that press, you in that L.A. Times, you dealt the hand. You put me on Life magazine, had me convicted before I walked in the courtroom. You had what people wanted to buy. When they wanted to buy it, they didn't give a damn if they had to convict the district attorney. They had to convict the whole building to get that dollar bill going there. They had big bucks going there. And made 27 million, 1,000, 100 billion. I'm bumming $10, $15 from my friend here.
About this before, but I'm going to make it. I'm going to try it one more time. You can see them where I'm.
You got a pistol on you?
No, sir. They wouldn't let me in here if I had a pistol. You know that as well as I do. So why even ask the question? Okay.
Well, I just thought you might not like what I've done. You want to do something about it.
Oh, boy.
I don't much care for what you've done.
Why?
A lot of people. How do you feel about that?
Well,
you're a monster, Charles.
Yeah, they think you're a monster because you reflect this news media. Cult leader. I never had long hair before I got busted. I never had L.A. Times. You dealt the hand. You put me on Life magazine, had me convicted before I walked in the courtroom.
Check him out, y'all.
You had what people wanted to buy. When they wanted to buy it, they didn't give a damn if they had to convict the district attorney. They had to convict the whole building to get that dollar bill going there. They had big bucks going there. And made 27 million, 1,000, 100 billion. I'm bumming $10, $15 from my friend here.
Check him out.
About this before, but I'm going to make it. I'm going to try it one more time. You can see them where I'm.
You got a pistol on you?
No, sir. They wouldn't let me in here if I had a pistol. You know that as well as I do. So why even ask the question? Okay.
Well, I just thought you might not like what I've done. You want to do something about it.
I don't much care for what you've done.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't. How do you feel about that? A lot of people think you're a monster, Charles.
Yeah, they think you're a monster because you reflect this news media on me. Cult leader. I never had long hair before I got busted. I never had a beard before I got busted. I went to shave, and the guy said, no, you can't shave. And I said, I need a razor to shave. He said, no, you can't shave. I said, let me get a haircut. He said, no, we don't want you to change your appearance. So when you put the camera first on me, you got long hair and a beard. First time in my life I ever had long hair and a beard.
You want to shave and get a haircut? I'll shut him off. Or you'll get a shave and a haircut.
Am I telling him right? I'm not of this generation.
You want to shave and a haircut right now?
I'll shut them down right now. You want to shave and a haircut?
I was trying to explain to you, man, that a lot of they pushed off on me is not me. They said I had a great family and I was the following and leaders and all that. There was no followers and leaders, a bunch of kids out the ranch playing. To me.
Playing at what?
Playing at living.
The accounts say that you gave him dope. I'm just saying what the accounts say. I'm not saying I know it to be so. So here's your chance to say it wasn't true. Okay. That there was a lot of hanky-panky. That you turned the girls on with dope and sex out there. That's what they said. All right, that's what they said. Well, are they wrong?
Oh, well, I went down to Haight-Ashbury and a little kid, 10 years old, come up and said, "You want an acid pill?" I said, "What's that?" He said, "This is good. Make colors go." I said, "No, I heard about them things. I don't want none of that." And then another little kid was rolling a joint. And they were sitting there smoking a joint and asked me if I wanted one.
What you said?
I said, "I used to smoke this stuff in the 60s, but never in the 50s.
Oh, man.
But it really wasn't that, it was funny, but it's not."
How much dope did you use in your lifetime? Were you a heavy user of dope?
No, I smoked a little grass, and I've taken some acid, mescaline, psilocybin, peyote, mushroom. But actually take dope, no, nothing. I wouldn't take anything with it I feel would hurt me.
Do you feel that those things that you just mentioned hurt you at all, Charles?
Physically or spiritually?
Mentally.
And then on what level? On the level of society, the way you view the norm?
No. Stop the hogwash. Do you feel that the drugs that you did use in your earlier lifetime confused you, altered your mind, juggled it, scrambled it, made you see things differently? Stay on that level if you can.
Maybe I find a spirit.
I watch Charles Manson on that shit, boy. He is not bullshit. He told that nigga what? What say?
Of cavemen.
Then why do you...
Most insecure people need attention. I
was just going to say, then, if you don't want attention, why all your life have you kept waving your arms saying, "Hey, look at me"?
That's what I've been doing all my life.
Well, I would have to say that a young man...
Let's see if I got that documented.
...who by the time he's 20 years old has been in and out of jails and reform schools for a variety of offenses that include wife beating,
Wife beating, that's... Never whipped my old lady.
Didn't you?
No, I punched my mother out once.
Oh, you did? All right, well, we'll call it mother beating. Forging
but
checks.
She was wrong. She lied to me and beat me for my money, and she didn't do right.
Forging checks, car theft. I mean, these are ways of waving your arms and saying, "Look at me, give me some attention."
Yeah.
Yet you say you don't want any attention. Now, Charles, that's a contradiction.
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense.
Well, over a period of about 20 years, I imagine you'd want to change something. I'm not very wise to many things, but I am wise to one thing,
What's that?
Well, I'm not going to tell you.
Okay. You punched your mother. Did you hate your mother?
No, I love her. She's a good girl.
Mm-hmm. What about your wife? You were married once, weren't you?
Yeah.
How'd that go? Why'd you want to get married? That's kind of conventional. That's kind of normal. That's kind of in the rut.
I got married because I wanted to get in it. That's why I got married.
Married for sex was the reason you got married.
Yeah, that's what I didn't know what was happening. I knew there was something happening, but no one would tell me. So I had to find out. I didn't have books like you guys, Playboys and stuff in them days.
Mm-hmm.
I had to find out for myself.
Why do you think us guys are all Playboys?
Oh man, I didn't say you were Playboy. I was talking about Playboy magazine type thoughts.
Okay. You had a son by that marriage, didn't you?
Yeah, I got a kid somewhere.
Mm-hmm. Do you think about him?
Not about as much as my father did me.
Mm-hmm. So two wrongs make a right, Charles.
No, I didn't say there's anything wrong with the way my dad's been taking care of me. He lets me live. I'm alive. Yeah.
I remember you saying, or being quoted in the courtroom in Los Angeles, as saying, "The children who came at you with knives are your children."
Yeah, I didn't raise them. You raised them.
You are the ones who kicked them out. You are responsible for what they've done.
That's right. just as much as I am.
Mm-hmm. So you, in my mind, were criticizing society for kicking their children out. And
Sure.
yet I've just seen you sit here and say, yeah, I got a kid somewhere.
Yeah.
How can you criticize other people for kicking their kids out and you did the same thing?
Difference, many levels, difference. See, my old lady left me and run off with a truck driver. She said, let's steal a car and go to California. And I said, man, I ain't going to steal a car and go to California and go back to jail. She says, we won't get caught. But we didn't get caught. Just.
Well, I'm telling you, this nigga here got it going on for real. Something crazy as motherfucker. Listen to that though. You saying some shit though, you just gotta listen to it, but this motherfucker here crazy motherfucker.
I got caught. She didn't get caught. So then she had a kid, and then some truck driver came along, and I was a green kid, and I didn't know what I was doing, you know. So she said, you know, I got a ride, and, you know, see you later. She took off and got married to somebody else. You know, she's a good girl.
And besides the son that you had in your marriage, you've got, what, 4 other children somewhere?
Oh, I don't think I've been responsible for as much as you people want to lay on me.
Well, how many children do you have, Charles?
How many children do I have? I don't know. I have lots of children, man. In fact, sometimes I even think you're a child.
But you just said you don't have any children, you don't have any family in the context of the ranch. I'm talking about children that are your natural children.
Children that are my natural ego?
No, children.
Oh, children? I would divide one child from the other. And
all right, somewhere out there, somewhere, there's at least one son that we know of that's your child, who's probably about 25 or 26 years old right now.
What if you could taste the movies?
We turned that idea into an $11.3 million business with Wix.
Yeah. Look in that camera. What do you say to that kid? What do you say to your son out there watching his old man on television? Maybe the first time he's ever seen his old man, with his face all carved up and his eyes glowing. You talk to me. What are you going to say to him?
You got to catch it on your own, boy. Train's hard. The road's rough.
And that's it.
That's all I knew. That's all anyone ever told me.
All right.
And you want to hear something?
Yeah?
He'll do it better than me.
Do what?
Whatever he does. He'll do it a little better. Kids do, don't they?
Sometimes.
Yeah. That's what makes them such a gas. They always seem to get through.
There was a story about a celebrity hit.
Was you ever a kid once?
Absolutely. Still am in many ways, but not your way.
Oh, my way? I don't know what my way is. Everybody keeps telling me I got all these things. So I read the other day where I had magical powers, and I told everybody in the chapel, I said, zap, 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 zap. I said, where's my magical powers? Well, you can't believe what you read in the press. I can get no magical powers, mystical trips, and all that kind of crap.
Damn wow.
Yeah, it's kind of silly. Yeah, I'm getting witches and devils, and one guy come up and said, I heard you said you were Jesus. I said, no, man, I ain't said nothing. He said, I'm glad. He said, I'm damn glad. I said, why? He said, I know you ain't him. I said, how do you know? He said, because I am. I said, okay. But I mean, I've been in the network for 10 years, so you can't expect me to rationally take this thing serious.
Don't you think you belong in the nut ward?
Well, it's all right. I mean,
but don't you belong there?
I belong where I'm allowed to go, man. Like, I belong.
Let me nail down one other real simple one. Now, listen to how simple this is, Charles. There was a story in the media back when the trial was going on that Charles Manson had a celebrity hit list. I don't know who was on it. Maybe there never was such a list, but was there a list of people, famous people, that you thought about harassing, bothering?
If I wanted to harass them, I just wouldn't watch their TV show.
Talk to me about your life in prison in terms of your being in isolation. You are not on what is called the main line. You're not with the prison population here. How do you feel about that?
How do I feel about it? I don't feel about it.
Would you rather not be in isolation?
Oh, I've been trying to get on the main line. I've been trying to get to the prison for the last 13 years.
Why?
Why? Walk around, play some handball, play a little guitar, do my number, do my time like any convict does, like I've always done, like my mind has been set to do,
Let that nigga
like my past lives have been in jail, doing time in jail. In fact, when I got out, I just got outside and sat down. I wasn't going nowhere. I gave up, see.
If you were on the main line, wouldn't you be exposed to some dangers?
Come on, man. If you're thinking exposure to danger, then that danger you're thinking is coming around you.
Well, look what happened to James Earl Ray. You heard about that, didn't you?
James Earl Ray's got his problems. I got mine.
But you heard what happened to him. Have you heard? He got stuck.
Yeah. 22 people died in India, too.
Got stuck.
And some other people died in Hawaii.
You wouldn't be scared
all over.
All right, you wouldn't be quite so afraid then of the prison population trying to make a hit on you.
Man, I've been staying alive in prison this long without no help.
What is S ward?
It's a nut ward.
What goes on in there?
Whatever goes on in there. You'd have to ask the people responsible for that.
Well, do they do things to you in there?
Do they do things to me?
Mm-hmm.
That depends.
They give you medication here?
Yeah, they give you medication here.
You got medication now?
No. No, it took me about a few years to get off of medication. The medication has toned me down quite a bit. Whole lot. That's the reason I like the desert. When I get out in the desert, then I can let it out and say, if I see you within 50 miles, they will know something. Yeah, I used to love that desert. Out in the woods and things. I didn't get out in the woods 30 years.
How do you feel about spending the rest of your life in prison?
Well, we're all our own prisons. We each are our own wardens, and we do our own times. We get stuck in our own little trips, and we kind of judge ourselves the way we do. You know, I can't judge nobody else. The best thing I can do is try to judge myself and live with that. See, what other people do is not really my affair unless they approach me with it and want me to do something about it. Then I'll take into consideration what has to be done. But other than that, I just try to do my number, do my time, get out on the main line, play some tennis, walk around, make the child a little better, you know. And then there's a possibility the preacher could teach me something. The reason I like the desert, when I get out in the desert, then I can let it out and say, if I see you within 50 miles, they will know something. Yeah, I used to love that desert. Out in the woods and things. I didn't know you could get out in the woods 30 years.
How do you feel about spending the rest of your life in prison?
Well, we're all our own prisons. We each are our own wardens, and we do our own times. We get stuck in our own little trips, and we kind of judge ourselves the way we do. You know, I can't judge nobody else. The best thing I could do is try to judge myself and live with that. See, what other people do is not really my affair unless they approach me with it and want me to do something about it. Then I'll take into consideration what has to be done. But other than that, I just try to do my number and do my time. Get out on the main line, play some tennis, walk around, make the child a little better, you know. And then there's a possibility the preacher could teach me something, because the preacher, the reverend, is quite a guy. And I'm finding that got 2 or 3 doctors here that's got a lot of sense. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, they got a lot of sense in my world, you know. And I've tried to shake 2 or 3 of them, but they're pretty smart. And then they got some pretty good inmates here trying to get out, work their lives into a decent sort of way. Trying to promote harmony, pull ourselves together, be right, do right, and have the understanding of what it is in a congenial form for world peace. There's a lot of people working for world peace.
Let's assume that one day You were paroled. Let's just make believe. Do you ever think you will be?
Yeah. Do I ever think I will be? Well, I've never been paroled before. I went up to the board and they said I was incorrigible. And not only was I incorrigible, but that I'd never grow up. And I kind of agreed with them. I had a war.
Well, let's just play make believe here for a second. Let's make believe. Let's make believe you're getting out tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Okay.
And tomorrow creeps this petty thing. Yeah.
Would you go after anybody, Charles?
After anybody?
Let me try another way. Do you feel you have any scores to settle with anybody on the outside?
Let me think. Do I have any scores out there?
Oh, man.
And we'll make you believe, right? Mm-hmm. And I'll tell you, buddy. Well, I don't rightly know. I'm stupid to the point to where I'm not really sure. And if you'll ask the question again, maybe the answer will come to you. What was it again?
If you got out tomorrow, do you have any scores to settle on the outside?
Scores? You mean people that have done me wrong?
Or you feel you've done you wrong?
Oh, that feel that I've done them wrong?
No, feel that they've done you wrong.
Oh.
That you feel have done you wrong.
Oh, well, most people do themselves wrong.
But would you want to go? Would you want to go get anybody?
No.
If you got out, no.
No, they push. See what they do. See, they take all that bad and they push it off on each other. I told the dude, "You're doing this to yourself, man." You know, I've been sitting in there. In other words, I'm in the cell, right? And he let me out, and I walk around. The guy says, "If you don't do this, we're gonna lock you back up." I said, "Okay, I don't care anyway." I done gave up that thought. Prison's in your mind, man. Like, you know.
Okay.
You can sit in the cell, and the guy says, "You're in prison?" I said, "No, I'm just here." He said, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm just sitting here waiting for these people to get done doing what they're doing so I can get out."
Do you have a television set? Do you watch television?
Yeah, I used to watch it a little bit, but it kind of looks, I don't really like it that much.
Okay. Well, what about newspapers? Do you get newspapers?
No, I don't bother with those. I know that they're jiving there.
All right. What radio? Listen to radio?
I listen to a Martian Space program. I like that. And the rest of it's just like a bunch of... There's no...
What about your music?
I get some classical music on the 98 station that's saying something.
Okay. But what about your own music? I remember reading that you at one time had a recording stint at a studio in Hollywood, and that you liked guitar and you wrote music or sang music. Do you still do that?
Yeah. Yeah, I do that. Yeah, I do that. But the way I do it ain't the same way you guys do it. And the way I do it scares you guys. So I didn't want to scare you guys out of the neighborhood right away. So I just took a can and started banging on it, you know. But we used to have some cosmic gatherings back in the mountains that would probably shake a Mormon tabernacle choir's eardrums.
You said the kind of music you play scares people. Why shouldn't people be scared by you?
There's only one person you can be scared of, and that's yourself. Afraid of what? Losing your bank account? Afraid of your wife going away? You have all those things. I'm not afraid of losing my watch or someone taking my money or robbing me. I went down to Mexico in the 50s and down where the Yankees was, and they said, "Man, you don't go down where the Yankees are." He said, "They're terrible." I said, "Why?" He said, "Well, they don't like people like you." I said, "Well, they didn't say anything."
Yeah, but I asked that question in the context that, whether you believe it or not, there are a lot of people on the outside that think about the possibility of you coming out of here, and they're genuinely scared of you.
Oh, boy, I might just make dust. Everything. Terrible. One little guy. Terrible. Ooh. Boy, how insecure are we as human beings? Right. Put all our fear on one little guy. Afraid to let him out. He might break all the toys.
Why do you say little guy?
Because I'm not the guy you trying to make out of me. That's not me. That's some guy in somebody's imagination that wanted to make a couple $100 million for himself. He got rich. He had a good game going. He had a better game going than I did, but he had a good mother to help him. she helped him in a nice game. I was kind of over on the sideline. See, I had to get around that game and look over the tracks. Man.
Okay, now, here we go on mother again for a second. You said he had a nice mother to help him. Does that mean you did not have a nice mother to help you?
Oh, well, I imagine I got a whole lot of nice mothers that would help me. If I would help them, you know. How much would you help yourself?
When I asked you why you got married, you said for sex.
That's when I was 20 years old.
Yeah? What this is funny. What kind of sex life is there for Charles in this prison?
Well, a bit now and then.
Mm-hmm.
I try to hide it, not to embarrass other people. But I've been doing it ever since I was 10. I get to thinking, here I'm an old man sitting in the cell. That's the damnedest thing I ever seen, you know. It looks like I grow up, but I really don't know how yet. I'm learning. You're teaching me how to grow up.
Do you miss women?
Certainly. My goodness. Yeah, damn right. Yeah.
What do you think of women?
Oh, I like them. Yeah, they're nice. They're put together well and everything, and they're soft and spongy. Yeah, they're nice. As long as they keep their mouth shut and do what they're supposed to do.
Why do you say that?
Because that's what a woman's supposed to do.
Keep her mouth shut and do what she's supposed to do?
Sure.
Who taught you that?
Well, I don't want her snitching on me.
New York for a couple of seconds, but we shall continue the interview with Charles Manson at the California prison facility in Vacaville in just a couple of moments here. There is a man who's considered by prison authorities to be Charles Manson's closest friend in this world. His name is Newell Emmons, and he has spent the last year researching and beginning to write the autobiography of Charles Manson, which will be called Manson by Manson. More than anyone else, Emmons knows when Manson is telling the truth and when he's lying. He is back tonight with us here in New York, and he's been watching the interview with us, and I want to get his views on what we've seen so far before we continue with Charles Manson. So we'll continue with Mr. Emmons from New York in a couple of seconds, then go back to Vacaville right after this for the NBC television stations. Manson in the California prison shortly, but here in New York is a gentleman who, in the words of some authorities, knows Charles Manson better than most people. His name is Newell Emmons, who went to see Manson about writing a book a year ago, and they've spent over 300 hours since. We hired Newell Emmons as a consultant for tonight's program, and he's here this evening to discuss the interview and help us understand what is going on in the mind of Charles Manson. Before that, Mr. Emmons, could you just briefly trace your relationship with Charles Manson? Where did you meet him, and how did you develop a relationship with him?
Well, I've had a similar childhood as Manson, only unlike him with nobody, I did have people. So I met Manson in jail in the federal prison, I guess, at Terminal Island in the middle 56 or so. And so anyway, not that we lined up together, but I was a few years older than he, but I did know him and smaller. Again, we were both repeats, so then I ran into him again in McNeil Island years later, 59, I guess. And I came home in 63 and since have straightened out my life. And after the family was raised and whatever, I began a writing career, mostly journalistic stuff, sports and newspaper items.
How can we tell when Charles Manson is conning and when he's on track? I was mystified by this man, as you know.
Well, and prior to the interview, I think that he felt that the questioning line was going to be a little bit different. And I have a rapport with Manson where we talk almost as normal as you and I are talking right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I think when Manson is really unsure of himself, uneasy, he performs. And then also, but as far as conning, he does con. He pulls your leg to a certain extent. But if you've noticed, he did not lie. He evaded when he did not want to answer.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a con or a joke in a way. He plays games with people.
Have you and he discussed this evasiveness that surfaces in him from time to time? And is he more level when you're talking privately without cameras on than he was during this?
Oh, very definitely. You've got to remember, we say a year, or you said a year, but it began in August of 1979 when I first began and renewed our acquaintance. And at first he denied me. The book wasn't his ideal at all. He he resents being a victim, as he told you in the interview in several places, that he didn't do the things and it didn't come down as said. I don't think, in essence, Manson denies that he's guilty of things and he knows that he belongs in jail. But the way it was convicted came down, and in his mind, he has been served an injustice himself.
Mm-hmm.
But we have a very rational relationship. I mean, there are days when I don't gather any material, but I accept that and come back again another day.
Have you gotten him to the point where he has admitted or discussed any complicity or planning in the deaths of the people in Southern California? Or does he shy away from it, as he did here when we got into this lobby ankle?
Well, there again, in this interview, he says he referred to you as a prosecuting attorney. I mean, in his thought, some of the questioning line was very similar to a prosecuting attorney's line, so he rebelled against it immediately. And we have our moments of rebellion, but yes, but it's his version, and it is contradictory to Helter Skelter. I mean, not the deaths. I mean, they're there for everybody to see and to know that it happened.
Mm-hmm.
However, there are many, many circumstances that sort of destroys the motive and the image and everything that previous books have put out about him. And if I might go on, well, that's where my book is motivated. It isn't in defense of Manson. I say not in defense. I think in the first portion of it, I do reach a certain amount of sympathy, just illustrating a childhood and how he was unlike me. I had parents that cared, and I had a trade and probably a better understanding. I don't say that the people in jail raised me like he does, and he is a victim of that. But I lost my thought. You'll have to come back to me.
No, you were saying that your book is not intended to be a defense of Manson or an apologia for him, but that you understand him in terms of his upbringing without a family, and you're sympathetic towards that. But then I think probably you part company as his story develops.
Right. Thank you. And anyway, well, he, by his own admission, he doesn't want to be, and he himself has become a considerable victim of the images. And you also said on your Wednesday night mention of the show for Friday night that you didn't find a mystic person or someone with powers. Well, the book brings that out very clearly too, and Manson also resents those earlier publications, and he feels, and I feel also, and I bring it out of my book, that more injustice has been done because of similar books. That particular book that we mentioned, Helter Skelter, has done more to create the image and the followers and everything that still persists.
Except that Helter Skelter just didn't come out of the blue. Vincent Bugliosi didn't make that up out of whole cloth. I mean, there was a lot of conversation that was tracked among the people involved in those killings where that thing kept coming out over and over again.
And none of it came out until Susan Atkins made her first confession. And then once heard, it's almost as Manson himself projects power of suggestion and so on. We've heard it before, and this is our best way out. And
do you think there's anything today, Newell, like a Manson cult? Does he get letters, to your knowledge, from people who see him as a cult leader or somebody that they would like to pattern themselves after?
Only after reading the books that have been written previously, and he does get letters. The institution will verify it, and I've been recipient of letters. When my first media release on Manson was, I guess, March of '81, and the paper I worked for, the Ukiah Journal, naturally you don't give your own address, but I was a recipient of mail wanting to know how they could get in touch with Manson and so on, and other people's other than the ones I got, right to the institution.
Have you ever gotten a letter from a purported Manson follower saying your book better be fair to him or else? Any threat?
It's gone further than that. One particular letter to the Ukiah Journal was from Hawaii, so I answered it, what's your interest, what's your concern? And I ended up meeting the party that wrote the letter. And, well, where you at on this Manson thing and so on. And I, a little pride or a little, I won't say pride, but a little vanity in my writing and a potential book coming up. I mentioned where I was at and what I was trying to project. She says, you're the luckiest son of a gun in the world. Because she was prepared to waste me if I was going to be more detrimental to Manson than the previous books had been. Mm-hmm. So it is an easy role, and I'm doing it for Manson as well as for myself. And, well, there's a lot of things because he says he's where he belongs in a sense.
Do you think he is?
Yes, I do think he is at this point because he's probably bitter today than he was in '69 through the things that he's gone through.
Bill Lemons, thank you for being here in New York tonight. We're going back to Vacaville, California, and more with Charles Manson right after these announcements.
Is?
You know, you were sentenced to the gas chamber and then they modified the death penalty. Were you happy when that was done?
Was I happy when what was done?
When you found out that you weren't going to the gas chamber.
You talking about dying. Now, it gets me nervous.
Why?
Did you have any thoughts about something? Was you wanting to go anywhere?
Were you happy when you found out you weren't going to go to the gas chamber, Charles?
I knew I wasn't going to go to the gas chamber because I hadn't done anything wrong.
You scared to die?
Sometimes I feel I'm scared to live. Living is what scares me. Dying is easy. Getting up every day and going through this again and again is hard. So I'm carrying a heavy thought. See, the thought I'm carrying is very heavy. Like I'm on a football team and everybody's. And I'm a little guy. I don't have no home team. You got all the home. I got one cheerleader or one coach. See, you got me at a disadvantage because I'm on your ground. See. So, and this is your street, I reckon. You got the cameras and the money and the things. But you can believe me that Bulliosis had you all on a rib. And all them guys that sold you most of that stuff sold you a bunch of things that weren't real. Not to me. We used to have games we would play. On the movie set, we would take on different people. I'd be Riff Raff Rackets. And Steve would be John Jones, just come in from Minneapolis and driving the truck. And we'd just take other people and play act other people. And then we lost track of who we were. And it went off to do other dimensions and levels of thought and understanding and comprehensions that were beyond most people's minds, functions, computer data. So all I did was watch and learn everything I could from everybody I ever met. Then when I got out of prison, I just walked around. I didn't tell nobody to do nothing. I said, do what you want to do. Do. Don't tell me what to do. I don't like people telling me what to do. They just come from a place where they told me what to do all my life. You know, I want to find out what to do for myself, you know. I never did. Not yet. But I was going to take a trade one of these days, maybe learn to be a welder or something. Till I can get to the front gate anyway.
Where people were killed. How did you get involved in that drama?
Well, I was born illegitimately. That put me on the other side of the law. I've been an outlaw ever since I was born. I went to reform school when I was about 10. and I learned to box and cry, and I learned to do all the things that you do in reform school. Then I went to, I escaped there a bunch of times, and I went to prison, and I learned everything that you do in prison. And I talked to all the guys and asked them everything they knew, and they told me all the things they knew. And then I went to the end of it, and then the old man would be ready to die, and he'd say, well, son, sincerity is the best gimmick, remember that. And I'd say, all right, be sincere, that'll win it. He said, that's it. Sincerity and honesty, he said, it'll do it. It'll trick them every time. I said, well, sincere and honesty, I never tried that. I tried everything else, but maybe I'll try sincere and honesty. So then I looked in the book, and it said, the wages of sin is death. Now I figured, well, I don't want to die, so maybe I have been sinful here. Maybe I am wrong. Maybe I'll take a look at my life and say, well, I'm going to change it and start all over. You know, and I know I go to God and I say, hey, man, you're going to forgive me? And he's going to say, what do? You forgive you? I mean, what do you come to me for? Forgive yourself, man. Don't be bothering me. You know, and I think, well, he must be a big, mighty God, man. He just, you know, he ain't got time. You got to make an appointment or something, you know. So I see the whole aspect of the whole trip for children to play, you know. And then I get stuck in the game of playing the goat here, or the lamb, or the some other trip. I was a teddy bear, and then I was a goofball, and whatever. And what is the real one? Where's the real one? I don't know where the real one is. It's in the nut ward somewhere.
The real Charles Manson, hardly the glowering, sinister, and assertive mastermind that was pictured of his life before and after the Tate LaBianca killings in Los Angeles. The real Charles Manson appears to be confused and frightened. Confused, if you recall his admonition that we look at ourselves to better understand him. Yet each time I pressed him on details about the murders, Manson could not even look at himself, nor his relationships with his mother, his wife, and his son. And he's frightened. During our conversation, you recall Manson said, I'm living, aren't I? They let me live, didn't they? Followed by that little nervous laugh. The man does not want to die. I think he's frightened by death, and I think that he is as scared of us as we are of him. I get the feeling he'll be quite content to spend the rest of his life playing mind games in the jailhouse. And I also believe that Charles Manson knows exactly what he's done. A word about what you might think was my belligerence with Manson. I lived in Los Angeles all during this trial. I still live there from time to time, in a quiet neighborhood just across the canyon from where Sharon Tate and the others were murdered. At work by day, I broadcast the 6 o'clock news in Los Angeles, the whole story of the trial, the shaved heads, the car foreheads, the harangues and threats in the courtroom. And by night, I tried to assure my young daughter that, yes, even though the murder house was close by, Charles Manson and company were under lock and key, and there would be no creepy crawlers in the night. So it was that Manson I was listening to, and not the one who now sits alone in a faraway prison, where, barring a most perverse miracle, he will spend the rest of his life. Thank you for watching, and good night, everybody.
Yeah. So there it is.
Someone has to carry and...
Yeah, man, there it is, nigga out here. Bad motherfucker, man. Let's see what we got, man. Where he at? Okay, finna get up. Another one is gonna pray for the white boy, man. See what they got going, man. He had killed what he got going on. Yeah, raping us some other dumbass shit like here in China. We just up, man, watching this shit. That's it. He look like old pervert, man.
Tomorrow at noon, Oprah goes in search of New York women who possess classic chic. Family cheese.
I'll tell you, it's been a while. Show them that little bit of film. I just want to take you down memory lane. Here are some of today's guests at work. Here are the people who have thrilled us, not only here, but around the world. You can roll that, and I'll just gab a little bit. Here is a piece from a videotape titled Champions Forever. This is early in the career of Smokin' Joe. And there's just one fight that the referee decided shall continue no more. Here are 4 gentlemen who moved billions and billions of dollars from one pocket to the other as people around the world alternately were thrilled and appalled at this activity of professional sport, which we can only conclude will never, ever be erased from a free society. Nor will the criticism of 2 grown men standing in the ring trying to knock each other senseless. Here is the reigning heavyweight champion of the world, Mike Tyson, at work. This could be Las Vegas. This could be anywhere. What is it about us that draws us to ringside every time the big guys get in the ring? And look how pretty you still are. Prettiest nose in the history of boxing. Remember that, sometimes more fun during the pre-fight than there was during the match. Are we ready with the mouth that roared? Here's the poet and the man who is a promotion manager's dream. I mean, could he sell tickets or what? Just take this quick look at boxing history.
Close your mouth and just keep it closed.
Well, you know that's impossible.
No, keep it closed.
You know that's impossible. I'm the greatest. And I'm knocking out all bums. And if you get too small, I'll knock you out.
Just close your mouth and just let me keep it closed for 10 seconds.
Well, that's impossible. You know that's impossible. Henry Cooper's nothing to me. If this bum go over 5 rounds, I won't return to the United States for 30 days. That's final.
Okay, since you're not worried about this guy Cooper, how about when you get through with him? What are your plans after that?
Well, you're right. I'm not even worried about this big bum.
Cooper will only be a warm-up until I get to that big, ugly bass, Sonny Liston. Right, bodyguard? I walked into London, England. I jumped out the airplane. Pick the cameraman everywhere I go. You can look in the gym today. The TV, the cameraman, everybody follows me. I'm so great.
I saw Sonny Liston a few days ago, Jack.
Ain't he ugly? He's too ugly to be the world champ. The world champ should be pretty like me.
Well, he told me to bet my life that you wouldn't go 3 rounds.
Well, if you want to lose your money, then bet on Sunday.
Oh, may I ask you
Because
this?
I'll never lose a fight. It's impossible. Tell him. It's impossible.
Never lost a fight in your life.
Ask any of my fans when was the last time they lost. I'm too fast.
Champion from
I'm
the
the
crib.
king.
King
I'm the champ.
Forward champ from the crib.
Ah!
Are you taking Zora Foley too lightly? Why would you say that? Because every indication has been that you're confident that you can beat Zora. I'm confident I can whoop all of them. This ain't nothing new. My image has been confident. We're just trying to make it look like something new for. I'm always confident I can whoop all of them. You're being extremely truculent. Whatever truculent means, if that's good, I'm there.
Well, there he was. Were they the good old days?
That was crazy.
You were what?
Wow.
You look at that, and what do you think, champ?
I can't believe it's me.
You know, you sold a lot of tickets,
I
didn't you?
didn't realize I talked that much.
Huh? You didn't realize you talked as much. Uh-huh. You feel good. You feel good right now?
I feel like trying Joe Frazier.
You feel what?
You want to trade Joe Frazier.
Uh-huh. Now, Muhammad, don't get crazy. I got some questions for you from an adoring public worldwide that is more than a little concerned about your physical well-being. Are you ready?
I feel pretty good.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You are slower of speech than you were in the good old days. I'll tell you everything I know about you, and you'll tell me whether I got it right.
Well, look, that's going to be a war.
No, it isn't. No. You're not coming after me, are you, champ? You're not coming after me. No.
I got you.
I ask these questions with you cannot get out from under the curiosity and the empathy that people have for
You told
you.
me backstage you weren't asking all the questions.
No, I just have one.
You lied.
Uh-huh. Wait, no. Your ex-wife was here?
Oh.
No, wait a minute.
All right, I'm out of here.
Wait a minute. Now, what is not so funny, Muhammad, is it, do you have Parkinson's?
What is that?
Do you shake?
No.
That's pretty steady. That's good.
That's what he called to me.
He does.
No, he was wrong with him.
Well, now, do you mind if I talk to your brothers here about you? Just for a second?
Now, wait a minute. Not the right part, okay?
Well, no, you'll come straight now.
Yeah.
A lot of folks out there who make their lives about condemning what you did for a living.
Right.
They think it's immoral, knock people around,
That's
silly,
what-
rearrange the wheels in their head.
That's because blacks control it.
Huh?
That's because we control boxing.
You control boxing?
You're the champ.
You are the champ.
White man don't stand chance.
But here's the question. You're all free to jump in here.
Come on.
Is Muhammad's speech slower because he took too many shots to the head, I'm asking?
I don't really think that comes from me. Yeah, right. There you go. I was more than you did. There you go. Tell him, Joe. Tell him.
Smoking Joe.
I would say that the people who really got Parkinson's, they never boxed.
There are a lot of people who have Parkinson's who never boxed. You make a point, my
What
good
you
man.
getting at?
Besides, he's talking slow because we've been up since 6 o'clock this morning.
All day
We're
long.
tired.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. You want to make a contribution to this, Ken? Any thoughts about it? I'll tell you this, I don't want you mad at me either.
Well, let me see. I feel that it's not from boxing, no.
It's not from boxing.
No. Mine from an accident. The always is something it's a disease.
It's a disease can strike anybody, whether you're heavyweight champion of the world or a talk show host.
It's an improvement. And don't forget it.
I won't forget it. I won't forget it. Well, has it been a good life, Smoking Joe? I mean, when you look back, come on.
I would say that without the years of to find people that are been involved with around the world and the Lord.
Yeah.
And Mama and Daddy and all my family.
Yeah.
They did a fine job with me, and I just love living. I mean, for the people, because I just work now for my boys and other young men in the gymnasium, and Larry and Patterson and Muhammad and whoever I can make it do it. You know, I just love doing it.
Yeah.
You know?
Now, let me tell you this. There's one other question now. All right. Joe, walk out on me. Have you got any money?
Hey, what? You ever hear me?
I'm almost as rich as you.
Rich? Well, you know, poor Joe Lewis died broke.
Who said that?
Who took it? You tell me.
The government.
The government. And were you smart enough to make sure that you were invested in a way, you know, you made baskets full in it.
Are you smart enough to invest yours?
I'm sorry?
Are you smart enough to invest yours?
Well, I am. I hope I am.
Well, I hope I am.
I hope you are, too. Now, why would you be upset at that question? The history of boxing is one of the exploitation of young men like yourself.
I think fighters are smarter today than they were in the day that Joe Louis came. I think manager had more control over the fighters than they do today. Fighters are promoting their own fights. Take, for instance, Sugar Ray Leonard. He's promoting his own fights, and he's getting, say, 90% of the cut.
Yes,
so that makes him much smarter than the average Joe back in those days. Fighters today have much more. But opportunities, you know, for these fighters to get that money is very slim. They got to be tough.
Yeah. What you wanted to say, Joe, about this issue, money?
Well, I feel like any one man, if the manager doesn't take control of the money, let's say, and he went away with it and do this and that with the man, money, but today is different. Where the fighter has his own idea of what he wants to do with money, and this is right there. And don't forget, pay uncle. You got to pay uncle. There's no doubt about that. So I feel like fighters doing a smarter thing with their money that they can invest in. I live off investment myself.
Do you? Yeah. Well, these guests will not be upset if I remind our viewers that available at bookstores around the world, not to mention other places, is a videotape titled Champions Forever. It is a tape I have seen, and you talk about down memory
Tell
lane.
them where you can get that tape so we can make money.
Well, you tell them now. You tell them, Kenny. You tell them. You tell them, Larry.
What's that, Walmart? Walmart?
Walden.
Walden
Books.
Books, yeah.
I just want to share with this audience. Okay. Ali versus Frazier. Frazier beat you, champ. You know what? That's the hardest punch I ever think you took in your whole career. You remember it?
Why are you agitating?
Huh? Why am I showing it? I'm not agitating. This is on the tape.
You have arm reach.
I know you got a longer arm reach. I want you.
Should we beat him up in here?
No, don't do that. I got kids and a wife and a dog. You don't want to hurt me. Here it is, 1971. Incidentally, it was 1970. It was 1970, the Supreme Court decision overturned the suspension of Muhammad Ali as the heavyweight champion of the world because he refused to fight in the Vietnam War. Here's a man who stood up courageously, not only in the ring, but outside as well. Ali's status as a boxer is restored, and here he is working against Smokin' Joe Frazier in the green. You are going to see something rare here. Here is Muhammad Ali about to take as big a shot as he ever took in his career. You'll see the seconds wind down. Look at this hot dog here. The performance is on, but you've got to believe that Ali is hurt. Watch this.
190 pounds.
Champ says he weighed 190 pounds during this fight. There's a good left.
Get off.
Now look at this. Still performing.
Oh. Okay.
Here is Smokin' Joe Frazier's greatest fight. They called it the fight of the century. 1971, Ali is on his heels. Stand by for a big left hook. Here it is.
You know her.
This is from the tape, Champions Forever.
John.
Now you see this in slow-mo. Look at this. Watch this. Watch this left.
I tripped.
Oh. That's as big a shot as Muhammad Ali ever took. And, Joe, this was not necessarily an easy thing for you to knock off a very popular champion. And there were people at the time who, I remember you and I worked at prison shortly after that, the Ohio State Penitentiary, and there we were with an audience filled with really serious convicts, we might say. Yeah, tough guy. I stood next to you and called you sir for the whole hour. A guy stood up, I remember a lifer stood up and said, "Are you the Great White Hope?" Do you remember that? That upset you, kid.
Yeah. Well, I put all of it because against my man here, he started out the Uncle Tom stuff. That's why we had so much problem with our promotion during the years as he went by, because he called me a Tom, and I never know what a Tom was because I never peeped in nobody's window. So those bases, I didn't quite understand what he was saying. And then when I found out what it really was all about, I called me Uncle Tom. I was trying to sell tickets.
I'm glad you waited, caller. Go ahead.
Well, I got a good question for Joe Frazier, who I respect very much, as well as all the other fighters.
Yes.
Joe, I'm a young father myself. What I want to know is, how can you push your son into the ring, let him fight those world-class fighters when he is not the fighter you were? And by the way, that was a hell of a fight. What a punch that was. But please, answer the question.
Come on, what he said. How did he feel it?
He wants to know whether you're just maybe you got more hope and enthusiasm for your son than the talent would suggest, and you're putting him against superior people, and maybe that's not it.
Number one, I thought that Marvis had a good record when he faced Mr. Holmes. Yeah, he got hit with a shot, and I think you've seen the greatest here. My fight was less than his own, and then I put him down, so therefore that has nothing to do with a man getting caught with a shot. I thought Marvis was ready at the time. Larry knocked him down, they stopped the fight. So I wasn't going to argue about it, but I think there was 1 second the bell would ring. He had a better chance, but that's the name of the fight.
And he was getting $1 million for that fight.
He got $1 million?
That's right.
Any comment about this young man's offspring?
Marvis?
Yeah.
I think it was good to get the $1 million, because how often can you make $1 million coming from the ghetto?
Rarely.
I have to say, for 4 men who have taken and given a lot of punches, you all look great. But but beside that, do you think all the training and all the fighting and all the punches that you took, was it worth it, what you put your body through?
I have $14 million worth of property, and plus I'm still a multi-millionaire.
Next question.
Next question, yeah.
Are any of you sorry you did this?
No. I'm sorry I got old.
Would any of you do it differently?
I would tell you we'll eliminate some of the people, but we'll do the same thing. We'll sacrifice and go through the same procedure. But the people that are there now that I don't guess should be there, we eliminate that and we'll do it ourselves.
We got the lines jammed here, but I got so much, I got some fight footage I want to show you. Are you there? Hi.
Hello.
Go ahead.
Yes, I'd like to ask Joe Frazier how he would rank Mike Tyson among the greatest heavyweights of all time, and how he thinks Mike Tyson would have done against Muhammad Ali in his prime.
Well, number one, I really don't think Mike is that far out of range for all our gentlemen up here. Let's say Mike is fighting guys that really, I would say, not quite in the caliber that he is at a particular time. Now, I usually say things that which people might don't quite understand. You don't put a truck up against an 18-wheeler. You know what I mean? A Volkswagen. You have to get a bigger truck. And all these guys that Mike had faced maybe one or two heavyweights. Once was Larry.
And I was over the hill.
And Larry, well, I don't think Larry was over the hill. Well, Larry, I got a lot of guys up here, which is my friends, and they probably can understand. But all these guys that stand up here, you got one full flush heavyweight that sits here on this chair, on this desk. One. Me? 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 I'm the only full flush heavyweight up here.
Yes, sir.
And that makes a difference.
Yes, sir.
I'm Alonzo Knowles, and I would like to ask Muhammad Ali a question.
Go ahead.
All right. I know you wrote The Greatest, right? Or they did adaptation for The Greatest from your writing. But I'm a boxer and I'm a playwright, right? And I think it's a new breed of fighters coming. Everyone thinks fighters are silly, that they don't know anything. They're from the ghetto and from this. But I'm a playwright coming into boxing. I'm going to make my professional debut. So I think that you should look at fighters not just as ignorance, but the people who are audacious and trying to get ahead.
I assure you that's how I look at you as we stand next to each other. Yeah.
Nobody here said that. You know,
Yeah.
we're fighters.
Well, I have first of all, I'd like to say to Larry Holmes that I think you did a very good job throughout your career battling the media. And but I have a question as far as headgear. I know they always throw that into it. Do you think that ever will come about in professional boxing or not?
Myself, I welcome the headgear, because why should these guys take the blow, without the head guard? I think you can have just as much damage with the head guard as you can without it. I would like to see the fighters use a small head guard like they do in the amateur or the Olympics and whatnot. But again, people won't want that because they would think it's another form of exhibition and they would not pay the dollars. But I like it. Anything to help the fighters and help them accomplish their goals, I'm for it.
I want to show you two of the talented men who are on our stage facing off. This is Norton versus Holmes. I don't remember the year, but
1978, June 9th.
June 9th, 1978. Watch this. For some unknown reason, Larry remembers. Look at this. Look at this.
Running out of time, and that's when it's over. Larry Holmes has done it.
Larry Holmes has done it. You're never going to forget that night. No. What a wonder. He cheated. We'll be back to discuss this further in just a moment. Yes, ma'am.
I have a question. I'd like to know what any or all of you plan to do with the rest of your lives now.
I bought a boat.
Good for you. Hey.
I'm going fishing.
Yeah?
I don't like water.
Yeah. Kenny?
Well, my first thing is to go with the rehab and get better.
Well, how long ago was the accident, auto accident?
About 2.5 years.
And you're gimpy still, aren't you?
Don't be a gimp.
Well, you got yourself a hobble.
Yeah, I was like, it was pretty bad.
Yeah?
I was paralyzed for about 2 years. But things are coming back. Voice is gone. But God wasn't ready, so I'm still here.
You sure are. And looking good.
This question's for Muhammad Ali. You had said that there are people with Parkinson's that do not box. So do you honestly feel that your career didn't attribute to your illnesses at all?
I don't think it's boxing.
You don't think it was boxing? No. It's a disease that would have had its onset if you were an accountant or worked for IBM. We saw you take a shot from Joe Frazier. Now it is 1974, and you are to be heard from. Here is Frazier versus Ali from the videotape titled Champions Forever. Here is Muhammad Ali getting even with Smokin' Joe. Roll the tape.
Joe Frazier in trouble here in round 2. Here, ref the 12th round. And very the end of this sensational fight. Muhammad Ali with the unanimous decision in
A TKO or a decision by Ali. Didn't take you long to come back, champ. Are you there, caller? I'm glad you waited. Hi.
Hi, how you doing?
Good, holding up well.
Addressing this to the four gentlemen who've all been around and been seen boxing go through one, let's say, WBA into WBC into ESPN titles. Are they making boxing too hard to get ahead for a new fighter? I mean, there used to be one champ, one title. Now there's the ESPN title, is a Thursday night title, West Coast, the East Coast.
Yeah.
For a sport where a body has to take such abuse and
Is there too much activity?
really, I mean, the guy works so hard, doesn't he? Where are they going to draw the line as to where
Right.
the guy has to fight 100 fights to get a shot at the champ?
Yeah.
Well, what has to do with the, let's say, the fighting ability of that one particular man? They can have a trillion sanctioned by the boxing body, but if you go out there and kick butt and get the job done, otherwise...
He says you have to kick butt 100 times before you even get a shot?
That's not true. That's not true. No.
What he got to do, Phil, he got to fight the guys that are rated in the top 10. I mean, you can go out there and fight 100 guys, but the guy's not rated, you don't get the opportunity to fight for that title. We had to go to a line of fight. I had to go to Ernie Shavers. He had to fight somebody for his, and Kenny had to fight. And that's how we got in line to get that opportunity to fight for the title.
Just give me a brief history of your own childhood. Ken Norton, nobody had more power than you did, and it's certainly evident by the way that you've recovered from an accident that probably would have killed most folks. You didn't, what was the nature of your childhood? Mom and dad at home, or how many kids?
My mother and father were at home. I went to high school, had a scholarship to college. When I left college, went to the Marine Corps. The Marine Corps allowed me to fight when I was 24. And
what, did you have a football scholarship in college? Boxing?
Basketball, football, and track.
And where was it?
Beg pardon?
Where was it?
Northeast Missouri State.
And your first fight?
I was about 25.
Is that really the first time you ever threw a punch at age 25?
Well, I was in the Marine Corps, right? And either go to Vietnam and get shot, or stay and get hit.
So you stayed and got hit, did you?
Yeah. How much got a coward?
Well, and your mother raised no foolish children, we'll say that. Larry, you used to call yourself the street fighter. Were you as a kid?
Well, I was born in Cuthbert, Georgia. That's about 300 miles from Atlanta. Moved to Eastern Pennsylvania at the age of 5. Went to school, dropped out at the 7th grade, became a fighter, and here I am.
Joe, let me tell you the book on you. I got a line here. I mean, this is...
Well, the guy who wrote the book, he was guessing.
Well, here's what we know about you.
What I put together was guessing. Wait till mine come along, and I'll tell the truth. Some I can live by, some I wouldn't live by, some I ain't gonna tell.
When you were 14 years old, somebody called you a nigger.
Oh, no. Trigger. Same thing. Now, it go back much further than that, Phil. Let's say he was 13 in the family. I was the youngest. We had to
13.
13, yeah. I had to race to get to the table and try to, beat my brother and sister.
Yeah.
I was the youngest. All jokes aside, I was the youngest, and they had to make sure everything was prepared for me at all times because I was daddy's baby. I left the South at an early age. I moved to New York. I was here, stealing a few cars, new, old, same thing, go to the junkyard.
Yeah.
When I left here, I went to Philadelphia. Then I put the gloves on there.
Yeah.
When I moved to Philadelphia from New York City by the South, I was already designed. So therefore, all I need is somebody in front of me.
Right.
Because my daddy...
But you've known, I mean, you were the target of a racist slur, didn't you?
I came from down there. The way it was really rough.
Did you punch the guy who called you that?
We got in a fight, and him and I started tussling, so therefore I got the best of him, and Mom didn't feel like I was safe. They started moving north.
She actually wanted you to move just to protect your behind.
It was rough, so therefore we didn't want no problem. I wasn't really equipped for that, but now I'm equipped.
And how about you, Louisville Slugger?
This guy had a sweet life all his years.
Yeah.
You know
Let
what
me tell you what I saw him interviewed once.
Never harsh.
There were lots of guys in your high school bigger than you. You were a skinny kid.
There you go. Like,
he was a skinny kid.
Middleweight.
I'm telling you.
He was a middleweight. He was a middleweight. And what you was?
You don't even know me.
Okay.
Get out of the way.
Middleweight. What'd you start off, King?
Why?
I was wrong.
How you gonna say?
I'm gonna tell them different in your trunk.
Us big guys look like middleweight to you.
I don't care how big you get.
I mean,
you guys, when you put
collard greens, cornbread, man.
When you guys put them gloves on, yo, wasn't heavyweight. It wasn't full plus.
I was a heavyweight in my first. Randy Gordon over here.
When you boxed me for Muhammad, you was a middleweight.
I was a heavyweight.
You was a light heavyweight, middleweight. And I cracked his rib.
Let me say this. You hear what he said?
I cracked his rib.
Yeah, when I was his sparring partner.
Right, okay.
Let me say this real quick. I was his sparring partner.
Don't miss the king over here. All right.
I was his sparring partner. He broke my ribs, but that's okay. I got even with him. I beat up his son Marvis.
Oh, I think what I'm saying, Joe, these guys are no full plus heavyweight.
Yeah.
Neither one of them are that. You're the only heavyweight as me. The rest of them was light heavy, light heavy, middleweight,
his head's bigger.
and heavyweight.
He's got a bigger head.
Yeah.
You were faster than anybody in the school.
He was light heavy.
You had a big guy coming after you, and he telegraphed. I heard you say that in an interview, and you were quicker. Do I have it good?
You're not as dumb as you know.
Thank you very much. And we'll be back in just a moment. Are you, is there a brotherhood here? No kidding. I mean,
I like this guy. I mean, we work together. He does things.
Who you talk about, Joe?
Joe, mainly because he's in Philly and I'm in Easton. That's only like 60 miles apart.
Yeah.
He does fight shows. I put on things for kids and do shows. He comes. We work together as far as helping the community together. Kenny and I don't see these guys until we hit the road, but it's always great to see guys like this. And this, people don't realize what this means to come together with Champions Forever. Have 4 champions, the greatest champions that I feel that ever lived, is sitting right here with you, Phil.
Yeah. Briefly, please.
Gentlemen, I want to know if you like the new ruling with the championship fight, 15 rounds or 12 rounds. What do you like?
I like 15.
Thank you.
I like one if the guy gets paid for it.
I'd like to know how you all feel about the problem with the use of steroids in professional sports, and if there's ever been a problem with it in boxing.
Well, some fighters are using it. I don't like no drugs. I condone it. I mean, I think drugs is a bad habit. Drugs are killing our society, killing our whole family. People would say, well, you know, it ain't gonna happen to me, it ain't gonna happen in my family. But I want all y'all to know that it will happen to you and it will happen in your family.
One of the testimonials on this tape titled Champions Forever, how do you hope to be remembered? I'll just show you, just briefly. How does Ken Norton hope to be remembered? Here's what he said.
An intelligent being, a caring being, an individual who, even though he was very competitive, I would say in his heart that he never wanted to injure anyone, and that he was a man that believed in God.
I'm glad you waited high, caller. Go ahead.
Oh, Phil.
Yes, sir.
Yes. My question is for Larry Holmes.
Yeah.
Larry, you fought Ali and Norton, but what, if anything, of importance got in the way of you fighting Frazier Foreman during your career?
Well, Foreman had retired, and Joe Frazier, he just didn't want no parts of me because I'm going to do him like I did his son.
How does Larry Holmes want to be remembered? Listen to this. Roll the tape.
The people's champion as I wanted to be while I was fighting. The guy who gave opportunities to fighters that when they got opportunities. A fighter who accomplished and set examples. The guy who, like, walked the road that he wanted to walk.
Nice. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'd just like to say that I see all you guys. You guys are great, but I hope you look out for Mike Tyson when he starts getting in trouble again.
Do you feel any chaperone kind of, how do you think?
I don't really think Mike is getting in that much of trouble as
Yes, he is,
people.
Joe. He's getting in trouble.
Look, Larry.
The guy's getting
we
in
did the
trouble.
same thing.
You never read about me.
You were there to cover your back.
No, nobody never.
Did the same thing.
Believe me, I didn't do the same thing that Mike Tyson did.
Somewhat. You understand?
No, somewhat. I was an angel.
No. Okay.
Yeah.
I was wondering, you guys look real good, but I wonder, do you have to stay in shape? Do you work out?
I've been working out because I'm doing an exhibition in Florida, and somebody might come back and give me a few $1 million to go out there and fight Joe Frazier.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah.
No problem.
Yeah. You say you're working out, huh?
Yeah.
I got a question for you and you. I'm going to give the king a pass here, and this auto accident probably exempts Brother Kenny from this. Can you do this?
Yes, sir.
You can do this?
Yeah, I know I can.
How about you hold on to this one?
Yes, sir.
Please, I said please. All right? Okay. Huh?
Go.
Huh?
Good.
Hippity hop to the barber shop.
Okay. Smoking Joe.
Yeah, back on.
All right. All right. I will show you. Here it comes. Here it comes. Hey, good. Well done, Joe. Well done. All right. All right, Larry. That's all you're going to do? What is this? We're in New York City with the champions of the world forever, and we'll be back in just a moment.
With all the beating and abuse you got, why would you put your son on the ring?
You get a lot of beating, man. I didn't know you got a lot of beating.
Yeah, beating, Joe. Who talking about?
You.
I got a lot of beating?
She wonders how you could put your son through what you went through. Doesn't that? How do you stand there and watch your kid get hit in the nose?
Well, number one, my sons know that this game is no play toy. I tell the boys when they come to the gym to get the brain shook, the money took, and the name on nothing to take a book.
Besides, that was this note.
And the main thing about it is that nobody in the world can make you fight. They can probably make you do a lot of other things, but fighting? No. Think about it.
You got to come from the inside from that.
Got to be there. I never made these boys fight. I love to see them walk around and be a lover.
How would Joe Frazier like to be remembered? Here's what he said. Roll the tape.
Good to me. I love it. It's just about I had people trying to shut it down. And then if you didn't make it good or you didn't make a couple of bucks and you wasn't a good leader, I don't give you the right to knock it down because boxing has put a lot of players in a lot of people's pockets. Same thing as well. Look at it.
This is for Joe Frazier. I was just wondering, me and my girlfriend missed our bus to go back to Philly, so I was wondering if you can give us a ride back.
I have a question for the commissioner, New York State Boxing Commissioner, Randy.
Pleased to recognize Randy Gordon, the New York State Athletic Commissioner. Glad you're here, Commissioner Gordon.
I'm one of the folks that goes to boxing matches at the Feld Forum. I'm concerned about the safety of the boxers. You're putting boxers into the ring what averages like 30 fights and 20 losses. That's an average of 333. That would be great if he was playing shortstop for the Mets.
They're going to get
I'm going to. The day is going to come.
Physical?
Absolutely. We're going to have a serious injury in the ring. Something has to be done about that.
What do you say about that, Commissioner?
There's a lot of matches that go on, and I got to tell you, from maybe about 1,000 fights that we've turned down, there have been a few that have snuck past, and if a guy passes his physical, it gets really tough to turn down. But we have been turning down mismatches all over the state, and if we have to put a promoter out of business, we will. But yes, you're right. There have been mismatches that have gotten through.
And you're watching?
We're trying our best.
Yes. Yes, sir.
A question for Larry Holmes. What would a normal day of conditioning be for you before a fight?
Up at 5, running 3, 4, 5 miles, back to the hotel, do some exercise, get a good breakfast, and off to sleep. And back up again about 3 o'clock, go to the gym, shadow box 3 or 4 rounds, box 5 or 6, maybe 8 rounds, do some jump rope, hit the big bag, hit the heavy bag, do some exercise, take a shower, call my wife on the telephone.
You say call your wife on the telephone. Is it a bad idea to have your wife in camp and be there? And
that was the olden days.
That was the olden days. What's the matter, Joe? You're laughing. What is it?
I ain't no olden days.
The olden days, you couldn't have your wife in the camp.
Well, what does that have?
Today, you can have your wife. You can have your wife in the camp if you know what to do. If you discipline yourself. I mean, you know, I can't.
What do you do when you have your wife?
Was it a good idea to have your wife in camp, Joe?
No.
Are you there, caller? I'm glad you waited. Hi. Go ahead.
No.
Go ahead. Go ahead, caller.
If it's good to have your wife home worrying about what she's doing.
Yes.
Well, then why you gotta worry about it if you marry?
Hang on, I got some folks in the audience.
Mike Tyson's personal life has been exploited by the media. Has that happened to any of you, and how do you feel about it?
We don't let that happen to us because we don't do the things that Mike Tyson does.
How would the prettiest and the greatest boxer of all time like to be remembered? Here's what he said.
Listen, I don't have to say I'm the greatest. When I quit boxing, the game died. Didn't it die? It's Tyson, he won. But still, when you watch Tyson, he's good. He's no Muhammad Ali.
I was wondering, with your schedule must have been really crazy training. What did that do to your family life and your relationship with your kids?
Did it hurt the marriage, friends?
Well, in my case, no. The only thing that I regret is that now my son plays for Dallas. And I miss his growing up.
How about you?
I think it makes my life even stronger because being away from her makes me want to get back to her. So it makes a relationship even stronger when you're with someone.
Oh, I never left her. I'm with boxing every day. And I try to keep myself in condition so I can deal with my boys and the people around the world. And let's say I'm moving fights here, there, with Larry, with Patterson, and doing everything. I just, I'm there every day and I'm staying in shape.
Yeah.
I'm in condition.
Did your worldwide fame and your championship status affect your marriage at all, Muhammad?
Don't get nervous. Leave that one alone. Okay?
No.
You're happy married now.
Didn't affect.
He's good.
Yes.
Good to go.
Yes, my question is for Muhammad Ali. Did they have any plans of making a movie of your life?
They made 2.
They made 2 movies. No more coming, huh? No more. All right. Yes. Yes.
I want to know, what is your position on the comments made by Jimmy the Greek in terms of blackmail and superiority? He was right.
Tell us. Larry.
See, one of the things that people get, you know, they did bring us over here and they did breed us. They did make us big. They did make us strong. And they condemned him for it. They should have condemned a lot of other people for worse things that they said, but he only was telling the truth.
Well, but the point has to be made.
So he made it.
Well, I want to... Before the turn of the centuries, turn of the century, most jockeys were black. They breed those people too?
Oh, yeah, they go for the pygmy tribe and get those.
Yeah, give me that. Here you go. I want you to each to sign this glove, and then we'll give it to a lucky person in the audience. So, and we'll be back in just a moment.
Tomorrow at noon, Oprah goes in search of New York women who possess classic chic.
Consumers, when it says
The tape is titled Champions Forever. I'm pleased to recommend it to your attention. Some of the greatest moments in modern boxing history, starring all of the people who've been guesting with us today. I've got an autographed boxing glove, legit, Everlast. I'm not sure. Wide shot. Let's take a wide shot.